like I say, essentially the Chernobyl reactor worked off of lead. It was basically a lead reactor, like I said before. What you do, like I say, what you do is they say these are the fuel rods, but what they actually mean is those are the fueling rods. What they are is they're little grippers. A little hook comes down, goes like this, over it, and then there's another gripper that pulls up, and well, first you lift it out, and then you go over to the roll that you're trying to lift. It lifts rolls about like yay big around, like foot and a half around or 2 foot around rolls of lead. And what you do is you go over and you put the pole through the thing, and then you basically you lift up on the top piece. And when you lift up on the top piece, it basically what it does is it collapses at the end of the roll, at the end of the thing. It's a long tube that stops about here, and then there's this other thing that goes down even further, and then there's these 2 expandable things, and they go out basically, or three expandable things. Anyway, it's a gripper. So anyway, it goes, and people would say it's a gripper. So anyway, it just slides up, and when it slides up, it compresses out those 2 little things, and then you can lift the roll. Anyway, so what you do is you go over and you stick it into those blocks, and you go, and you pull up the top piece, and then you lift up the blocks, and you take them and move them off to the side. Anyway, so it's just this little, if I had a pen and paper, where's the pen and paper? Anyway, people who look at it can know what it is. Yeah, I know what it is because I designed it. Anyway, basically it's a rod, it's a or a bar. Simple thing. I mean, I used to know the whole way that Chernobyl was built. I mean, I built it basically. So then there's a little flat top right there, and then there's a little bar and a little thingy that sticks up. Little ways. It goes up a little bit, and then it has another little knob thingy. Anyway, so this little fork thingy goes like this, and it looks kind of like that. It's like a little forky thing, and it has a little rod, and it's got like a little thingy that comes down. And it has a little double fork again. A little double fork, little lifter thingy, basically. Anyway, and this is the main piece right here. Anyway, and then it slides over, and anyway, this little thing goes down even further, and then has a little thingy like that. Okay, little small round thingy. Anyway, and then it has these little things. Now, when you pull up on the little thingy, some people are like, who cares about this guy? Pull up on the thingy, this thing goes up here like so. This thingy goes up. Anyway, and then basically what happens is this little knob, which is down there, goes up to about here. And then these little thingies come out and basically go like this. Pretty much. And it's basically a little thingy that's like that. Like that. Like that. A little round thingy. It looks like that. It's a gripper. It's a gripper, or it might look a little bit more like this. I don't really know exactly how it is. It might look like the symbol that I have, which is basically a round thingy, and go like that, little round thingy, like that. Well, maybe a little bit more this way, and then like that. It might look a little bit more like that, but basically it's a gripper, and it grips rolls that are. Like that. And these rolls are actually about a foot and a half. I forget exactly the actual size, but they're like a foot and a half or something like that. Basically 1.5 or 2.5 or 2.5 or so. A little big. I forget the exact size of them. I used to know. Maybe that they're 1.8 or 1.7 or something. I forget exactly what the size is of them. It was a long time ago. So anyway, So anyway, and also there's also these little thingies that go with it, of course, which are the containment units, which are like this, about the same size, and containment units that go with it, and they have like that little symbol right there. Sorry about that. That's actually a company symbol, like I said before. It's actually my company symbol from my World Rocket Launch days. Anyway, so anyway, L-E-A-D, lead. Lead. You put lead rolls in there. Boom. And you use a crane. Anyway, so you put L-E-A-D in there. And L-E-A-D becomes something else. L-E-A-D. Lead. That's why they call it a lead reactor. Anyway, anyway, I did not tell. I said do not put lead inside of it. I said lead will work for shielding, but the reactor actually runs on lead. Like you use lead to fuel it. The Chernobyl reactor ran or worked on LEAD. It was called a lead reactor. So the elements inside there worked on lead. So basically the top of the reactor basically melted in. And they actually show it melting in, basically. Pretty much. I think they actually show it like Anyway, someone said they overfilled it, basically. They put too much lead inside there. Because anyway, someone said go ahead and fill it up all the way. Well, I mean, I said go ahead and fill it or refuel it, or whatever. But I mean, the staff members, I don't know what the deal was. I mean, the staff members were there. I mean, you put the lead inside and you follow the guidelines. Like I said, there's lots of. Anyway, I guess the scientists weren't around, or they had killed the scientists or whatever. Anyway, I don't really know. Anyway, though, you don't want to put in too much, of course. But anyway, they put in too much or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Like, I got blamed for it, I'm sure. And they blame me for everything. But basically, and then afterwards, they put more lead inside of it. I did not tell them to put lead in there. Anyway, apparently someone said to pour lead inside there. I don't think I mean, I wouldn't have said to put lead in there. I actually said to put sand. I said lead will work for shielding, but you can't use, you have to use sand or something. That's the best way to stop the fire, because it works off of lead. Anyway, though, someone thought, or maybe I did say lead. I don't really remember. I mean, it was a spur of the moment kind of thing, anyway, though. But I actually said to put sand, and that's actually what they did. Or clay, which is the best thing. Wet clay or sand would do the best thing. And basically, I mean, there's no way to stop a fire. I mean, basically a nuclear fire. You don't want to put steel on there. Basically, the best thing to do is, like I actually said to use was probably concrete, or to ask, I said ask the scientists, of course, but concrete maybe? Actually, I was actually the one who said concrete would be the best, because they had tried to put everything in there. Apparently, after they put the lead, that's when it really flared up. Of course. Anyway, I don't really know why they put lead in there, because the scientists said, no, you can't do that, or something like that. I don't really know exactly what happened. I mean, it was already out of control, so anyway, and I don't think they put that much. I mean, I don't know. Like, it was just all bad. It was just the worst situation of all, and I said talk to the scientists, but apparently the scientists were all dead or something like that. Like, there was nobody there apparently. What they told me was that everyone was dead, and and it's probably true. Like, the buildings outside of Chernobyl were burning. That's how bad it was. The buildings, everything was burning. They said everything's on fire. Everything's on fire. So apparently everything was on fire. So anyway, yeah, apparently the building exploded and it was like like you saw miles away, and it shows the column of heat and stuff, and that's like everything died. Everything at the building died. Even the people in the control room died. So anyway, well, the report I heard was everything's on fire, everyone's dead, I die, or something like that. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, fuck.